Far Eastern University still have a shot at making it through to the next round, but they have to stop their losing skid and get victory against the most difficult test possible, the imperious Crisscross King Crunchers, right now undefeated in the Invitational Conference. It's been quite a day of volleyball here at the Paco Arena. 3 games down, 1 more to go as we wrap up this quadruple header here in Manila City. Some surprises there already, with Alpha losing out against VNS and USD picking up a big win against the Signal Super Spikers to really make a push for the top 4. So glad you could join us over on One Sports Plus in Pilipinas Live. Jingham lang here, joined by the one and only Noreen Go. Reunited, and it feels so good. Nice to have you back.
Yeah, it does. And you did say it. Quadruple header. You don't hear that often, but has been a long day, but a great day for volleyball.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the standings right now, we are past the halfway point of this elimination round. So talaga nakikita na natin kung sino yung mga contenders and pretenders who will make it through to the top 4.
Yeah, we're showing it this way because after the preliminary round, only 4 teams will make it to the semifinals, then joined by 2 guest teams. So it's really important to pile up the win. You can see who are your favorites, where they are. Obviously, Crisscross at the top, and it is a tight race still. Anyone can still make it. So you're right, the wins have to come in.
You see there, USD now second in the standings pagkatapos ng pagkapanalo nila kontra sa Super Spikers. Victories are the currency here, and it's not a marathon, it's a sprint for this Invitational Conference. So let's focus in right now on Far Eastern University. They're on a 2-game losing skid, and they really need to arrest that in a big way right now.
Yeah, their previous game they played against Signal, it was a straight set loss. However, it was a great game. I mean, the first set was 26-24, and then 25-20, 25-22. They did lose, but one thing is, for me, a young squad, they just have to pick up the positives. What are their strengths? What do they work on, especially against Crisscross today? If you look at the numbers, you know, they want to improve on their spikes, 37-46. We know what they can do. They have a lot more to give, but their strength is blocking. So they want to use that today. These are the things that I'm sure they practice, and that it's part of their game plan.
Yes, blocking certainly there for them, and they're going to need that again today against the King Crunchers. Now let's focus in on their main player. Drix Saavedra was the only player in double digits in that contest against the Signal Super Spikers. He's been spectacular all conference long. He averages 16.5 points for them over the course of 4 games. Spectacular.
I have to share with you, Jing, I covered him when he was a rookie. Boy, he's now a senior. It's been that long. But all I can say is you can see his constant improvement. He's been getting better and better. And now he is the go-to guy. That's why we have to mention him, because Drix Aveda's leadership and points and, you know, leadership will be big in today's game.
And it's a big one for the man from Iloilo, as his favorite player is Jude Garcia, who we will be facing off against on the opposite side of the net. Now let's focus in on the Crisscross King Crunchers, who have been spectacular so far in this conference. They've only dropped 2 sets, and in their last game, they didn't drop a single one.
Yeah, they are looking good. You know, they added some players, but yeah, as a whole, their program is just working wonders for them. They won in straight sets. Again, they were, you know, the first set was close, 25-23, but 25-18, 25-22. And how did they do it? Actually, it's teamwork. Pretty much everybody contributed to that winning cause. And look at the numbers. Their strength is also blocking. So I'm guaranteeing you, Jing, it's going to be a block party today. But one thing they did pretty well in that game is 13 errors. That's huge for a team like Crisscross. So we're going to expect that today.
Incredible. That is a record low for this conference. And their main man in that particular outing was Noel Campton, who has been impressive all conference long.
What an acquisition to an already strong team, and they're hoping that Noel Campton will bring them a championship, because he has been playing well, double digits here and there, and the spark he's going to add to the team.
And we are very excited for all the action to take place here on the court behind us here at the Paco Arena. We'd love for you guys to join us in the conversation on social media. Join us on hashtag SpikersTurf2025 as the Crown Prince, Noel Campton, and the rest of the King Crunchers are set to take action here against FEU. Action about to get started right here behind us. Don't go anywhere.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The action continues here inside Paco Arena in Manila for your Spikers Turf Invitational Conference 2025, where power meets passion. It's match number 23 in the preliminary round, and our contenders for this match are none other than the Far Eastern University Tamaraos. And the challengers across the net, your Crisscross King Crunchers. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you our officials for this match. Our first referee, Mr. Joven Rosales, National Referee. And your second referee, Mr. Philip Ricahuerta, National Referee. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to meet your starters from both teams. First, from the Far Eastern University Tamaraos. Let's call on to court team captain and setter number 3, Ariel Cacao. Outside hitter number 5, Miko Espartero. Opposite hitter number 9, Drix Saavedra. Middle blocker number 11, Lyric Mendoza. And another middle blocker number 15, Dula Ndungala. Outside hitter number 19, Amit Bituin. Starting libero at number 2, Jake Briones. Head coach for the FEU Tamaraos is Mr. Edison Orculio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starters for the Crisscross King Crunchers. Let's call on to court. Outside hitter number 2, Ja Riquinton. Middle blocker number 4, Kim Malabunga. Opposite hitter number 5, Jude Garcia. Setter number 9, Adrian Villados. Outside hitter number 19, Noel Campton. Middle blocker number 24, Paul Colinares. And their starting libero is number 18, John Philip Pipito. Head coach for the Crisscross King Crunchers is Ty Pundit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Spikers Turf Invitational Conference 2025.
Here we go. No surprises for Coach Edison Orculio as he stays true to his starting 6. It's going to be Ariel Cacao leading the way, the captain and the setter who conducts things for FEU. Meanwhile, for the Crisscross King Crunchers, similarly, Coach Ty Pundit not switching things up. He is a tried and tested 6, and he's going to stick with it.
But you know, Coach Ty, really, he tends to change things. I mean, maybe not yet, but we're going to see a lot of players coming off the bench for sure.
So here we go. The King Crunchers will get us started. Early attack. Requinton there to block it, but it's out. FEU gets the first point.
Well, in the pre-game, you did mention UST defeated Signal. That's what FEU wanna takes from. That inspiration that, hey, we may pull up an upset here.
Requinton set back to back for the Tamaraos.
That was Espartero teaming up with Ndongala. Look at that. Actually, Ndongala was late already. Espartero was all over that.
It's a good reception. Garcia, soft touch. Didn't go over. And Crisscross on the board.
Yeah, that set was very low. And nothing Endongala can do but to actually push it over the blockers, but bury that into the net.
Here's a man who's having an incredible conference right now. Rekenton. Endongala sent back. He's going to get a second crack at it. And he makes full advantage of that.
Yeah, that was just a smart set. Going back to Endongala because look at the blockers. Very tentative. Didn't think it's going to happen twice, but it did.
Dula Endongala played all 3 sets in the last game against the Super Spikers. Nice block from Espartero. Campton. That one's going to go long.
Yeah, you did see that pretty flat follow through, no snap of the wrist. Boy, what a start for FEU.
Endongala to serve for the Tamaraos. Full power from Garcia. Not enough, Campton. Garcia's second opportunity won't be denied.
That's just a smart set, right? Moving forward, backward, and the blockers are like constantly on their toes there. Look at that, just a one-on-one for Jude Garcia. You know that's a no-no.
Cacao setting up the quick down the middle. Malabunga is there. And that one's going to go wide. Crisscross racking up points in a hurry.
Yeah, wasted opportunity because it was a one-on-one for Drix Saavedra trying to avoid the blocker's hand and hitting it wide.
Paul Colinares now set to serve. Combination down the middle. And it works out here for the Tamaraos as they re-establish the cushion.
Very active at the net, but very uncertain. That was one. This is another. But you like it that Lyric Mendoza was just focused on that volleyball. Wow.
Service ace.
You know, throughout his career, I remember when he was a freshman, that was his weakness. Very inconsistent, you know, but through the years, that's one category, one skills category that he really improved on.
Another great serve from Saavedra. It's straight back to the Tamaraos. Going for the back set. Campton.
Oh, what a dig.
From the back row! And through the libero. FEU on fire.
Yeah, I think, was that bit to win?
Napapatawag ng timeout ng maaga ang crisscross. Let's listen in.
Guys, nagmamadali tayo. Huwag tayong magmadali. Okay lang yan. Iniingayan lang tayo. Una, receive. Yes, receive lang. Then okay na tayo, okay? Okay. Reset, okay lang. One by one tayo, okay? Okay lang tayo. Masyado lang tayo nagmamadali. Okay? Yung block nila dumudulo. Okay? So yung mga attackers, pag dikit, pwede check yung cross. Okay? Salita lang! Salita! Pantayan yung energy.
Keep it simple. Slow it down is the message in the timeout as you take a look at this beauty from FEU.
Yeah, that was bit to win. You know that last UAAP, he was like the bright star. It's like he was a rookie, and then now he's just so good.
Saavedra. This time a better reception from Crisscross. That allows them to execute cleanly. Oh, no. Point going against them. So we're going to have our first technical timeout. And surprise, surprise, FEU up by 5.
You're watching the 2025 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, and looking to return to the winning column are the FEU-DN Steel Tamaraws. And I was able to chat with Drix Saavedra, their senior, their veteran. They are focused on two main things, and that is their execution on defense and their mental toughness as a team. In terms of their defense, their service receptions, they need to work on their blockings. Hindi daw sabay-sabay, hindi malinis. They need to apply what they do in training dito sa kanilang mga laro. And in terms of their mental toughness, pag umaabot na doon ng 20-point marker, bumibitaw daw yung team. They lose momentum. One example was last match versus Signal. They have high regard for their composure, their opponent. And one major lesson that they truly need to work on is their mental toughness. This is great preparation for them, according to him, for their long-term goal. They're just absorbing this experience against professionals. They may be on the losing record, but to him, they are on the right track. Back to you, Jing and Noreen.
Thank you so much, Baileys. And right now, they're certainly on the right track against the toughest possible test in the Spikers turf.
Oh, good save.
Second opportunity. Kit Malabunga with a fantastic conversion.
Yeah, I mean, if you're FEU, you have to take advantage of the fact that it's a slow start for CRISS. We did hear assistant coach Carl Baisas say, mamadali, you know. They want to take advantage, but you have to be prepared that they're going to settle down.
It's a great serve from Jude Garcia. But look at this, FEU have really started hot.
They're going to challenge net fault, but it doesn't seem like it because Espartero is ready to serve.
Be interesting to see that last one. FEU establishing quite a cushion early on. They know the stakes of this game. Of course, everybody wants to make it into the top four, to make it into the semi-final round, kung saan papasok na yung mga guest teams from Australia and from Japan.
I think this match is more important for FEU because CRISS, you're at 4-0, right? FEU has just a lone victory.
Yes.
Right? Let's see. One and three.
Yep.
So they need to pile up the wins if they want any chance of making it to the semifinals.
It's quite a review. Looks like it might be close. Let's have a look at it. Ooh,
Oh.
look at that. Chest
Yeah.
took a touch.
Now FEU is going to question what was first, the net touch or the ball landing on the floor.
Ah,
You don't see that there.
that is a great question.
But I think they will accept the verdict.
So it is a 2-point game. Instead of it being a 4-point game, that's quite big for the King Crunchers. They're looking for their groove. Campton up against a double block. Coach Ty enjoying that.
You know, from where we're sitting, we saw that there were blockers, but he was able to like put enough top spin and go over the blocker.
Coach Eddie Orculio naman ang tumawag ng timeout. Pakinggan natin ang FEU.
Alam mo yung pang-backroom na layo? Huwag tayong mag-expect na yung bola na malapit sila kasi hindi lang tinutungkot eh. Tapos yung dalawang blocker natin, yung middle nasa dos na, nandun na. Tsaka yung setter, yung middle, walang tao nakatapat sa'yo, walang naka-mirror eh. Yun nandito, backroom na pinabantayan nun eh. Okay, saan ngayon ang dala ng bola? Ha? Tara, let's go. Pare, po, sasama. FEU!
4 unanswered points from the King Crunchers. Kaya naman, tumawag dito ng timeout si Coach Ed Orculio.
Yeah, I'm sure he acknowledged the fact that it was a great start by his boys, you know. Yeah, CRISS settled down, but the way FEU's playing, you know, just get your game going again. What a serve.
Saavedra, quick to respond. FEU dealing with that one very well.
Yeah, from the back row, and that was through Kim Malabunga and Noel Campton. So look at that angle. It's like, are there blockers? I don't see any hands.
Captain responding immediately.
That was a perfect pass by Pepito. That was a great serve, but the way Pepito absorbed that jump serve, that should be a part of a highlight reel. Sometimes you're into the attacks, more into the attacks, but that pass was like amazing.
Equally on the opposite end. How about that for a reception?
Now, floor defense working for both these teams.
Ceballos with a great reception that's led to this.
Yeah, Mendoza hitting it through the blockers.
From the back row.
You did mention, he's Drix Aveda's idol. We're talking about Jude Garcia. Drix Aveda's probably just watching in amazement.
Got a feeling it's going to be a great showdown between these two players.
Oh.
Malabunga, nabitin yung serve.
Well, it's still a 2-point advantage for FEU.
Cacao. Garcia from the back row. He's not a man that you want to pick up steam if you're FEU.
Yep, because it doesn't matter what part of the court he's on. He is as lethal in front and in the back.
Espartero. And there is a call against FEU.
Eagle eyes by the referees. They call the foot fault.
FEU, Jovan Racelis. No hesitation with that one. Nakita natin ulit.
Ooh, that was...
very close. FEU shaking it off. And able to respond immediately.
That's the way to go, because yeah, I mean, Crisscross did tie it, but you just have to keep, you're right, responding.
Anything you can do as well. It's been a great game of responses from both sides. It's all square at 12 apiece.
Yeah, that was Colinares. You should remember, he just came out of UST. So you want young legs, fresh legs, he's got it. And Noel Campton as well.
Requenton serve. And what was the issue there? Requenton. Sumobra ba siya sa linya? Like he was not in the right position for the serve.
I think they're calling a foot fault. I mean, that's the only logical thing.
FEU back in front. Adjusting in mid-air, Colinares making it work.
That was just smart. You know, he used the gravity on Mendoza. Mendoza's on his way down. That's where he put the ball. So, you know, it's harder when you're on your way down. It's harder to give that block.
Cacao forced to scramble. Dug up by Colinares. Campton. Saavedra able to score.
He likes this combination, Malabunga and Campton. He likes that because it's like for him, that's where he scores. And it just goes to show his talent because these are great blockers.
And from a tough set as well from Benny Ceballos. Oh, he fires that one into the net.
That's one thing they want to avoid. Obviously, right now, CRISS is just like knocking on their door.
It's only the first set. You can see the tension on the sidelines. Quick down the middle, powered through by Lyric Mendoza.
Well, we talked about Pepito's great passing. What about Ceballos?
Nico Espartero. Saavedra defending the floor, and that allows Bit to win to re-establish the cushion and take us into the second technical timeout. FEU up 16-14.
Yung top 5 players ko sa Spikers Turf, first si Coach Jude Garcia ng CRISS. Talagang alam ko kung paano siya maglaro. And next is si Coach Femi Magalay. Siya yung nag-guide sa amin. Next ko is si Kuya Ariel Cacao. Talagang leader namin sa team. So, role model. Last two ko is yung Bugawan Brothers. Grabe sila maglaro. Sobrang skilled, sobrang taas tumalon. And mentality nila sa loob ng court, sobrang idol talaga sila.
Jake Saavedra, you see the respect he has for his opposite number, Jude Garcia. He really is in awe of this gentleman right here.
And you know that he loves his alma mater. I mean,
Yes.
the Bugawan brothers. I think Bemi's the only one that didn't go to FEU, right? I think he was NC, but he is helping with the coaching staff of FEU.
Captain sent back again. Captain not finding a lot of joy. At least he's being making life difficult for him.
Yeah, great. Look at that, the technique of Mendoza there, just guiding that ball.
Absolute rocket from Espartero, causing trouble here for CRISS. FEU have a real opportunity.
Oh, good save.
Great dig from Pepito to keep it alive. Oh, just dipped all of a sudden. Requinton caught off guard.
Yeah, he kind of stopped because Jude Garcia did attempt, you know, and when that split-second delay made all the difference. Yeah, but again, FEU back to a 4-point lead. They're in it to win it.
This time into the net from Espartero. Incredible how much power he generates from his serve.
He saw the net.
3 attack points so far. The star from De La Salle University. And that one goes long. The struggles continue.
But again, you appreciate how FEU is challenging CRISS, right? They're making them feel that, hey, we're not pushovers. We're not a walk in the park. You really got to play your game.
Over received. There's been a touch at the net.
Yeah, his momentum took him into the net. He's just glad that there are no injuries.
Substitution now, as we're going to see Nico Almendras check into the game. Actually hasn't had much playing time so far this conference. He's played one set in each of the last 2 games. He's being brought in early here.
Well, that's the depth of the bench. I mean, if you have a Mark Espejo and a Nico Almendras in the bench, you know that's a strong team.
Cacao! He had everybody fooled.
so much grace with that. That was spectacular.
Such a soft touch there from Ariel Cacao. Back row, Jude Garcia. Not a bad option when you need a point.
Well, so far he has been the consistent one for CRISS.
And they're going to challenge. Floor touch is the one that they put up. Coach Eddie Oculio is going to have a word with his boys in the meantime. Score is 20-17. And this is about that point na kinikwento nga sa atin ni Bailey's where they need to keep their heads.
Yeah. They need to protect this lead. But you know what they're contesting is it was a good dig from Briones. But the referees already called it like a dead ball. Like the ball already hit the floor. It did.
It hit the floor. So challenge is unsuccessful for the Tamaraos.
Let's look at Coach Ed Arculio. He was looking at Briones. Briones ran to the play warm-up area. What challenge was that?
Cacao back set to Saavedra, and that's a confidence booster for Requinton.
Yeah, what a time for that to come. We did mention both these teams, their strengths and their blocking. So far, it has been FEU out blocking CRISS. They needed that.
2-point game. Cacao setting up Saavedra for the quick response.
Well, Saavedra would not be denied. Great set. One-on-one. Although it was a one-on-one earlier, but Requinton had that stuff block.
3-point game. Already with 3 points in between. It's unable to add to it there.
Yeah, well, they have to be careful. You did mention in that report from Bailey's, you know, they need to stay focused on the game, but towards the end, we see a lot of service errors. Let's just hope that they have established enough of a lead.
Espartero. They are getting closer to the finish line in this first set.
Espartero unfazed by the blockers.
Amongst the revelations so far in this conference, Espartero. Campton targeting well.
Yeah, that was a smart target, right? You target the middle blocker. Another. Oh.
Point going the way of CRISS.
Yeah, it was overpass. Actually, I thought it was a good pass, but it wasn't overpass. And Jude Garcia, you cannot give him overpasses.
Extremely excited about that gift there, Jude Garcia.
But FEU will challenge, reaching beyond.
In real time, it looked like he waited for it to be in the sweet spot. But you never know. Worth a shot for FEU. But again, these are the moments. And it would be extremely painful for the Tamaraos if this one is snatched away from them at the end here, especially given how well they've started this game.
Yeah, agree. I mean, they really gave Crisscross a great challenge. No, they were controlling actually majority of this set.
Reaching beyond is the challenge. We shall see what the call is. And here it is. Garcia reaching beyond. Thoughts on this one? So 1 point game, unsuccessful challenge. Timeout now from Coach Edison Orculio.
Kailangan makuha mo natin yung puntos ngayon. Para pag-ikot natin, magiging 3 ulit. Para mag-shot tayo ng 2. Okay tayo? Yung play natin, dito ka magpunta lang sa gitna. Dito ka lang punta sa gitna, Toy. Hayaan mo silang mag-ganyan. Hayaan mo silang gumanyan. Hayaan mo silang bumuka ng ganyan. Okay? Ngayon, ang kailangan natin, maganda pasa dito sa gitna. Yun lang. Okay tayo? Subukan natin.
Pare advantage tayo kasi tayo yung atake.
Correct.
Saka lamang pa tayo ng isa. Isang pasa lang kailangan natin.
Crunch time in the first set. 22-21. Can FEU hold on?
Okay, so anyway, Jude Garcia was legit. His attack, with that, given that overpass, was legit. So, not sure if the yes or the no is
Ang importante, puntos
ng
sa crisscross.
crisscross, right?
But Espartero with a quick hit.
Well, that's all they have to do. FEU, just play side-out volleyball. You're ahead by 2. You'll get to 25. It's crisscross that needs a run right now. It needs a stop.
Luis Miguel, ipinasok dito. He's had some big games, particularly one against Alpha where he had 17. So you know he's a source of points. It's gonna be a weapon for them. Garcia, just too hot to handle.
They will expect that. If you're FEU, you will expect that Jude Garcia is still going to be the first option.
And crisscross, look at this. They can bring in one Mark Espejo off the bench.
And Echo Adahar, our national team mainstays.
Not bad options.
Pretty good. They like their chances, but they're still down by 1.
Espartero! He has been unfazed all throughout this first set.
Boy, what a response by Espartero. Look at that. He saw that the middle blocker was late. That's where he directed that hit.
Saavedra will take the spot of Espartero. Martinez will take a seat.
Boy, FEU at set point.
Almost there, the Tamaraos over-received by Espejo. And the Tamaraos have dealt the crisscross King Crunchers only their 3rd set loss of the conference. It's a massive one for the Tamaraos.
Well, it's a good day for the collegiate volleyball. UST first and now FEU getting a set.
Set 1 in the books. The Tamaraos taking this one 25-22. We'll be right back. back to the Paco Arena where FEU have shocked the Crisscross King Crunchers in the first set. This is why a lot of people are shocked by their position in the standings. Grabe ang potential and capability nitong FEU.
Well, we have to say they are the runners-up in the UAAP, so they're a strong team. But what you like and what you appreciate from FEU is like exactly what we saw with the UST today against Signal. They just came out guns blazing. They were so focused. They played their game, used their strengths. Everybody contributed. Whoever the set went to, I mean, they were ready. That's what you like to see, because even though in paper they're the underdogs in this match, with the talent of FEU, you can never count them out. And they showed that. You know, they proved that to us in the first set. Crisscross, something to think about. You know, you cannot lax or relax at any point in the set. And let's look at the numbers. They really outplayed Crisscross. Attacks, blocking, and serve. Yeah, they committed more errors, but they made up by more attacks and more blocks. So they just want to continue here in the second set because they look like a different team. And you're right, not with the 1 and 2 standing or 1 and 3 standings. They look like they're like at the top of the standings.
They've been really unintimidated by Crisscross. And you talked about the names on the team sheet for Crisscross. Bigatin,
Yeah.
lahat. And of course, you're talking about a team that is at the top of the standings, are undefeated. It's easy to be intimidated, but they've come out completely unfazed and they're showing what they're all about. But the second set now is upon us. Crisscross will be looking to make a statement, and they're getting started through Jude Garcia, but he's fired that one wide.
That's what we're saying, that they're making Crisscross think, because their defense is working, they're blocking, they actually outblock one of the top blocking teams. Now, Jude Garcia is trying. They're trying too hard, so to speak, and committing the errors.
Blocking was always going to be a huge factor in this game. At sa ngayon, nababasa na mabuti ng FEU yung mga atake dito ng Crisscross.
And that's one thing that's lacking in the game of Crisscross. They're a great blocking team, but only one block in the first set.
Garcia gets the first point on the board for this second set.
Well, they need, I feel, if you're Crisscross, you need to change the way your outlook in this game. You really got to work for every point.
FEU trying to stay aggressive. And look at that, bailed out with a net touch.
Yeah, it was Noel Campton going into the net. You're right. I mean, they're lucky also. So that's a good formula actually for FEU.
Tough set. Campton making the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Crisscross, you have to realize that you're the more experienced team. So you want not to fight youth with power for power. You want to use your wits.
Back-to-back points.
Well, that's a good sign for Crisscross. They can find their strengths again, and like they're blocking and use that. You know, you don't want to give FEU easy time. You need to challenge also their attacks.
But they provided a freebie on that occasion, which will bring Dula Ndongala to the service line. He's got a real presence at the net this evening. Look at that again. Ang ganda ng pagkabasa.
Yeah.
Jude Garcia had the door shut.
That's a 3-man block. They were really focused on shutting down Jude Garcia. Actually, Saavedra was pretty far, but Garcia decided to go to the middle.
Malabunga. FEU looking for the touch. Nothing.
That's the attitude right now at FEU. They really go for every hit. They give it 110%.
Garcia's bomb.
Oh!
Just didn't get it over quick. Set down the middle was the intention for Mendoza.
Everything but the shot. I mean, it was a great serve, but everything, the set, the reception, the set, but then the hitting error.
Chris Cross trying to get their noses in front now. And it's an ace from Jude Garcia.
It bounced off his face with the wind. That's how strong it was.
One more look at that. Oof.
Yeah, I couldn't control that.
Another one from Jude Garcia. This time a really good reception. Saavedra was leaning backwards.
Yeah, you cannot give soft touches directly to the blockers. You know, Kim Malabunga is so experienced with that. Look at that, he stayed with that. If you're gonna give an off speed, go over the blocker or hit it, tap it off the blockers' hands. Whoa!
Another one from Jude Garcia. So difficult to stop. It's a free ball for the King Crunchers. Villados trying to catch them off guard. Saavedra still alive. Campton didn't go over the net.
Well, Kim Malabunga saying, don't challenge. I had the better vantage point.
Kim Malabunga, a look of certainty on his face.
Campton was like, challenge, challenge. Malabunga was like, don't. But you appreciate that exchange.
And Saavedra will fire that one long. And more familiar territory now for Chris Cross as they take us into the first technical timeout with a 2-point lead.
Welcome back. This is the 2025 Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. Let's talk about the undefeated Criss King Crunchers. Nakausap ko ang kanilang team captain, si Isay Marasigan, and how confident they are in this conference because in their pre-season stint pa lang, naidagdag na kagad yung mga rookies nila and their key additions as early as June in their trainings right after their college and off-season leagues. Sabay-sabay na daw kagad sila nag-ensayo. Naging smooth ang kanilang transition. They absorbed the system well, but their main focus is to not be complacent. That their early momentum, their strong start, they need to carry from the LMs to the playoffs, and they've always stayed hungry. He's confident din, dagdag din niya sa kanilang kumpiyansa. Yung core 6 nila, their first 6 have been the same since last conference, and with that, they're much more prepared. They just need to stick on the same page and peak at the right time. Ging and Reen?
Thank you so much, Baileys. They're chasing that title. They're hungry for it.
They are.
This could be it. Up by 3. A new season, bigger stories. Aces returns for season 2 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and register now and stream all Pilipinas Live originals anytime, anywhere, on any device.
Well, the reason, a huge factor why Chris Cross is ahead here in the second set is really their blocking. The net defense is working. So they want to maintain that.
And that one stays in. Kill block for FEU.
We did invite you guys to a block party, and we're not disappointing, especially here in the second set.
say the pressure mounting on Adrian Villados, center of crisscross. He needs to be able to outfox this front line of FEU.
You know, I love watching Jared Rickenton play. So much emotions, whether it's a hit or a block. I mean, it's just so fun to watch.
He has a big reputation as a beach volleyball player, but now he's looking very comfortable out there.
Coach Ed Arculio, he's got his hands on his face. I mean, you appreciate the effort. You know, you want him to be aggressive, but just didn't go in.
Not quite as planned on that one.
He wanted to get into the scoring column.
Cacao, this time with the setup. Again, though, he is just so tricky, Ariel Cacao. Ayun, na-enjoy ni Coach Ed Arculio.
He's probably saying, I made up for that error, Coach Ed.
Ang laki ng tawa ni Coach Ed Arculio, but it was really genius stuff from Ariel Cacao.
It was. You know he wanted to score a point in that particular moment.
Rickenton powering through, and he's on a roll now in the second set. That is dangerous for FEU.
Yeah, and what you like for Rickenton is he's getting it through the blockers. Right? Just finding that right angle to avoid the hands.
3-point game. Over received. What an angle on that hit. It looked like it went in. Nope.
Well, it did dribble on the net.
Looks like they're going to challenge it. Looked like it might have clipped the line. FEU seemed to think that that shot was in.
But, you know, for me, we saw the overpass, and then Jude Garcia went for it. What you like is the frontliners of the opponents. You can actually go block. That's what Cacao did. So he kind of stopped that kill from Jude Garcia and kept the ball in play. Whatever happens here in the ball and that ball out, I like saying that because you don't like seeing overpasses that people are just watching. There are options that you can.
Look at that. All it has to do is touch the line. And they clipped it.
That was tight.
I believe that was Between who scored from that play. So
With the help of the net.
an assist.
An assist.
Hindi natin tinatrack yung mga puntos ng net. 2-point game. FEU enjoying themselves out there despite being down 2 points. Villados had his work cut out for him. Rickenton.
Oh! Well, Cacao tried his best, but he was really far from that ball.
Saavedra had done his job to take the sting out of that. Needed help from the floor defense.
Probably had something to say to Ndongala there. You're near!
Cacao back set to Saavedra. That's been money for them.
He's just able to avoid the blockers.
Something about him being left-handed as well that makes it a bit trickier.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, may sagot naman dito si Gerald Rickenton.
Yeah, he's been the one, the go-to guy for crisscross here in set number 2. So yeah, that's a great set.
Beautifully set up by Villados. Di hinahayaan ng FEU makawala ang crisscross.
Yeah. And you forget, there's Miko Espartero still. We talk a lot about Rick Saavedra. What about Espartero?
wasn't actually in the starting lineup to begin with for FEU, but whenever he's on the floor, he contributes. He cannot be ignored by Coach Ed at the moment.
What did you say? On cue.
It's incredible how loose they are against CRISS as well. Confidence on a high here for the Tamaraws.
Yeah, I think their psyche coming to this game is really they have nothing to lose, so why put pressure on yourself?
Cacao setting up Saavedra. He switched it up this time. Finds the corner. Wow, tied game. Timeout on the floor.
เฮ้ยบล็อกลิทแอคชั่นตองอาร์มฮะฮะไม่เป็นไรไม่เป็นไร
Okay lang guys, reorganize tayo sa block sa defense. Yung Spartero, maganda tayo.
Opo, bitin yung
sinisip ng palo. So abang ka lang. So,
Bigas ka ng konti dito. Kaya laging utabak yung palo ni...
hey, okay lang. Bawi tayo sa receive muna, okay?
Kita kasi yun ako. Sa open na lang, hindi na tayo nakaka-block. Pa-check siya kuya. Okay lang. Dito, kunin nyo na yung cross kay Saavedra. Libero, kunin nyo na yung line. Tara, sige lang muna. Bagal muna sa pasa ha. Enjoy hey, kuya. Okay. Advantage tayo.
It's a group effort in that huddle for CRISS.
Yeah, because majority of these players are so experienced, they have an insight or two.
That one will go long. Wide of the mark from Dula and Dongala.
Well, then that was a good timeout.
It took us into the first technical timeout. Will they be able to usher us into the second with a lead? Mendoza saying not quite yet.
Well, Cacao's doing a great job in orchestrating their offense.
Really mixing it up nicely for FEU is Ariel Cacao. Captain.
Oh, what a dig.
Espartero, naibalik. Still alive. Cacao now going back to Espartero.
Wow. Come on!
FEU come roaring back. They've got the lead 16-15 as we head into the technical timeout.
You know you love me, I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there. Baby by Justin Bieber. When I was like, baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no, like baby, baby.
Marcus Espejo there. Great to see the lighter side of things. Hasn't been too involved today. As we take a look at some of our players from Las Filipinas, Leo Ordiales, Jade Disquitado, and Peng Tagebolos enjoying the action. And why not? So much to enjoy here in this quadruple header at the Paco Arena. Pati si Coach nandito.
Coach Rigoni, yeah. I think he's requiring the boys to actually watch the game so they can learn, to analyze different situations.
Campton has been kept quiet for an extended period. He's coming back alive here.
The one person you want to hear from is actually Rex Intal, who's in front at this moment.
Incredible, the depth of this lineup.
Right? You have Francis Aura. Hasn't played yet. I mean, that goes to show. And Marasigan also.
Espartero was sent back on that play, and we haven't said that a lot in this game at all.
Well, the blocking coming to life again for CRISS.
Adjustments being made in the defense of CRISS. They talked about it in the huddle. And CRISS have taken the lead. Saavedra, wow. Requinton finishing that one off, but half of that point must go to Menard Guerrero. What a dig.
I know. I mean, he's probably telling Guerrero, I got you. That was a great dig. I got you.
Kaya naman napatay mo kagad dito si Coach Ed Orculio. Let's listen in.
Okay? Ngayon, kung sino target nila, pwedeng ikaw. Tapos dahan-dahan lang. Tsaka walang gano'n. Coach, mawawalan tayo ng trabaho pag ganyan ginawa ko. Walang tinurong gano'n na ganyan. Pwede yung pag gano'n. Pwede natin yung kaya yun. Ha? Bawi tayo. Tara! FEU!
Umawalan tayo ng trabaho kapag ganyan.
I love Coach Ed, really. He always adds some humor into what he says. He gave him pwede naman one hand. Hindi kailangan. How do you call that? Jumping.
Jump dig.
Pass. Bump pass to the outside.
It really helps keep the vibe light for FEU. You can see, despite the scoreline, they're enjoying themselves out there. And at this point, it seems to be paying off. It's a tight game. Another great reception for them. Have a chance to set up Espartero. And he's just been so good today.
Yeah. Blockers were there. I saw Requinton. He read it well, but Espartero just hits it off those high hands. Right? You saw he targeted the high hands.
Espartero's serve. Villalobos setting up Requinton. There's a hole in the defense, but the libero was there. Pito getting that one up. Requinton was trying to adjust in midair. He's fired that one into the net. Surprise, surprise. It's a tied ball game once again.
He's pretty lucky his coach is not Coach Ed Orculio, or else Coach Ed has something to say about that. No, but you know, it was really going to the net, and he just tried, you know, to do his best, but he didn't get it through.
Garcia with the help of the net.
Well, Benny Martinez, the alternate setter, kind of flat-footed there.
Service ni Requinton. Medyo sobra yung reception, but it did not matter in the end. Great one-handed set.
It actually kept the ball alive, and they get the point.
Soft touch, and another one. Catching CRISS unaware. FEU with a chance to take the lead. Requinton, naibalik. Garcia from the back row. One more time for Requinton. And the blocking spectacular from FEU. Their turn now.
Wow. You have to give credit first to their defense. Their net defense is slowing down those hits of CRISS. And finally, when they got the opportunity, bit the win.
Wow.
It was actually a loose block. Pretty loose.
Big point for the Tamaraos. They're in front now. Jude Garcia all alone this time.
He can score with 3 blockers, and you totally erase the blockers. That's practically a sure point.
20 all. Back set for Martinez. Tough one for CRISS. Requenton staying aggressive.
Yeah. Knowing what hand to target because Ndongala was there.
Up against two, goes down the line.
Oh, Charles Absin. Interesting substitution by Coach Ed.
Charles Absin has had some big games for FEU, particularly on the defensive end. Second opportunity. Miguel. Requenton! Undeniable at the moment.
Yeah, what we said about FEU, crisscross did it. You know, their net defense was slowing down that ball, keeping the ball in play, and finally it was Requenton.
FEU feeling the pressure. It's a good time to bring back Saavedra. Cacao as well.
I love that slow-mo. When Requenton realized he was so emotional, he laughed. He laughed at Coach Tai.
Just fixing the rotation is FEU. Important time to score for them. Jaron Requenton, been outstanding for Chris Cross. They're on the scramble here, Requenton. Saavedra may balik. Just too strong.
Yeah, Colinares, he was there, but just the right angle. Boy, this is a great second set.
Villados right down the middle, Colinares.
He doesn't get a lot of sets, but when he does, he makes sure to make it worth the while of Villados.
Timeout on the floor. Let's listen in. It's a two-point game.
Ikaw yan, si Nico, Rivero, gawin natin pag-release, labas, play, receive. Okay? Ito lang, dalawa. Ulitin natin. Pag-release, receive, pag-receive, macro. Ito dito, ito middle. Ito dito sa kapila.
This time the instructions are specific from Coach Ed Orculio. He wants a clean execution on this one.
And I like the fact that he brought Charles Absin in because Absin is always, doesn't matter if it's a bad pass, he's ready for those quick. You know, he goes for it. So that could be something different.
Cacao forced to scramble though. Not ideal for FEU. Chris Cross now on the brink. Set point for the King Crunchers.
Well, it was an out-of-system play, but look at Noel Campton just shutting the doors on Bituin.
A sharp serve from Requenton. And a kill block to seal the deal in the second set.
Well, it has been defense that worked wonders for the King Crunchers.
Chris Cross on the board. We're tied at 1 set apiece. Campton might be quiet on the attacking end, but he's letting his blocking do the talking. And he had the final exclamation to finish off 25-21. Third set on the horizon.
Corvette. Hop in the motherfucking jet like jet. And then like that. They were like, hop on the wall like that. You talk like that, why you walk like that?
How are your dance moves, Noreen?
What dance moves?
The 2025 Invitational Conference ongoing here at the Paco Arena. It's one apiece now between CRISS and FEU. And the King Crunchers able to respond quickly to tie things up at one set apiece.
Yeah, but you can't take anything away from FU. They gave CRISS a run for their money, but it was really CRISS and their strength. We did mention that. Their defense, it worked, but the last 2 points were stuffed blocks. And if they can get that going, good things happen to CRISS. And it was a close second set. I mean, people would have thought that either CRISS would win by a big margin, right? Or FEU with the momentum can actually make it 2-0. But no, it was close all the way. But again, it was Requinton and blocking. That was the solution for CRISS.
And you can see it. The players are really enjoying themselves out there on the floor. It's a tight game, highly contested. And let's take a look at the numbers. What jumps out at you?
Well, actually, every category points to CRISS win, right? 13-12, 5-3 in blocks, 1 serve. Then the errors were pretty limited to 6 apiece, which is good. That's why it was such a great and entertaining game, because not too many errors. But again, the blocking, the difference in blocking than an attack, the blocking really pumps up the team. It's like, I got one, you know, I stopped you. It really changes the morale, and that's what happened to CRISS. It's like after all these huge 5 blocks in that set, only 1 in the first set, it really changed the way they thought.
The 2025 NBA Emirates Cup is here on Signal. Watch the action this November to December on NBA TV Philippines and Pilipinas Live.
Well, I have some numbers here. Actually, for both the teams, a pretty balanced scoring. You know, for FU, it's Vedra with 9, Mendoza with 8, Esparter with 8, Bituin with 7. And then you have CRISS. You have Garcia with 9, Campton with 8, Requinton with 8. So pretty much, you know, that's why we keep talking about different names. It's not just one. But I felt really that the impact of Requinton in set number 2 was huge for CRISS.
He's really come alive for the King Crunchers, which adds another element of surprise para dito sa depensa ng FEU. So many weapons from both teams. It's been such a joy to watch.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Cacao. Tough one for Saavedra, but he made the most of it. And now CRISS with a real opportunity here. Cacao touching that over. And Dongala sends it. And into the corner. Polinares finding the space.
It wasn't the most solid of hits, but it clipped the line, and that's the most important thing. He scored the points.
King Crunchers on the board.
First for the first time.
Saavedra getting that one in. It looks like there's going to be a potential early challenge.
FU egging CRISS on to challenge, and they obliged.
Coach Tai not wasting any time. If you can get a cushion early on, you'd like to build on the lead. And Coach Tai, he's joking around on the bench. He's definitely in.
And they're looking at Coach Tai. I think he was the one who decided to challenge. Look at that.
He's owning it. It's
my
fault.
bad.
Oof, on the stretch on that reception. Jude Garcia still alive here for FEU. Villados Campton
Oh, that's a good save.
still alive though. Can't rest. Saavedra. Naibalik. Jude Garcia says no means no to Saavedra.
This one it looked like it was going out off the blocker. That's why Coach Ed was like, Vespertero's there. But yeah, Jude Garcia with a solo block.
This time Ndongala is utilized. Second opportunity. This time Saavedra is up against his idol at the moment, Jude Garcia.
What a moment for him. No, but that's the thing. Because of good blocking, Saavedra was trying to, his mind was playing tricks on him on what to do. How do I get it over? And then he commits that error.
Mekenton serve. All the way back to Saavedra, and that's a confidence booster.
Well, he is a veteran of FEU, of this squad, Yeah, he's not perfect. Who is? But what you love is really, given the second chance, the third chance, he will make up for errors.
Tamarao's keeping it close. Tough first ball to deal with. And Campton says, no problem, I got this.
The thing is, that ball was really near the antenna. The blockers decided to let it go. No blockers. Captain's like, is this Christmas? Is it Christmas?
Macau sets up Espartero. Down the middle. Weren't able to send it over there, crisscross. Parang nakahiyaan.
Coach Ed is complaining about the non-calls for those lifts. Then he said, is it okay to use the open palm and then just retrieve the ball?
Packed a lot of power, but it missed the sideline. Drix Saavedra. Not his first service error.
Yeah.
Good reception from Espartero. It wasn't an easy serve to deal with.
I mean, so far, at least here in this match, Jude Garcia has been the best server in terms of power and consistency, putting it in. Yeah, so great reception for FEU.
And now he's starting to heat up Noel Campton.
Well, we did talk about him in the pregame, and what a great acquisition he is for CRISS Cross. Wow. Ooh.
This one's coming our way. Actually touched the light just above us.
It's still wiggling.
So much power on that one. Incredible the amount of force they're able to generate. Lyric Mendoza kind of snuck up on us there with 11 points.
Yeah. That means his efficiency is off the charts.
Bituin up against a double block. No way through.
That should be good for Villados. And we don't talk about him a lot, but boy, that was a great stuff block.
Espartero from the back row.
That's a great pipe attack. But yeah, you know, what about Ceballos and Briones, really, their libero workmanship has been really good.
Villados couldn't control it.
It is tied. It's a tied game.
Better reception to work with. Villados sets up Garcia to perfection. And that'll take us into the first technical timeout. CRISS with the slightest of leads. They're up 8-7.
You're watching the 2025 Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. A while ago, we spoke about the King Crunchers team captain. Now let's talk about the newly appointed team captain of the FEU-DN Steel Tamaraws, Ariel Cacao. At nakwento sa akin ni Ariel kung paano nangyari yun. Binulong daw sa kanya in one of their trainings during the summer ni head coach Ed Orculio na siya na raw ang bagong team captain ng Tamaraws. At malaking kaba daw yung una, but this has been a silent dream of his, and that is to lead. His treatment is now different. Mas marami na daw siyang iniisip. Mas malawak, mas malalim, not just as a player, but this time as a leader. And he wants to lead by example. He is grateful for the trust, and he is happy that he is not just growing as a player, but also as an individual. The team is far from their highest potential, and he is happy that they are progressing as a team. At the same time, siya na rin as a leader. Back to you, Jing and Marine.
Thank you so much, Baileys. At nararamdaman natin, no, yung leadership ni Ariel Cacao. He brings a bit of that nonchalance to a game na may kumpiyansa tayo, kaya natin sila. He has that ease that he brings onto the floor, and that is really contagious to his hitters.
Yeah, and he also, I feel he sends a message that I can also try to score. I can take things right to my own hand. So that's, you know, he does command respect.
And here is Cacao setting up Saavedra. They've come out of the timeout with a real purpose.
Yeah, but one thing we want to see here in this match is that connection between Cacao and Ndongala. Now we haven't seen a solid hit.
Reconton's reception. Mendoza couldn't keep that block in play. CRISS with a 1-point lead.
Well, how many years have they been going at each other, Colinares and Derek Mendoza?
With the win. It's just been steady in this game.
Coach Ed is still complaining about the open palm. Would that look good? Did it look like it hit the wrist?
10-all. Drix Saavedra to serve.
Good serve, but equally good pass.
That one's a difficult one to stop. He's getting his groove. He's got his confidence now.
Yeah, just hitting it off the blockers. Wow. Oh, good save.
Campton leaning backwards. How did he generate that power?
You know what he does really good is just hang time. And then it seems like, oh, wrong timing, but then he hits it with the same power. Right? There's a delay in his hit.
It looked extremely unlikely that he was going to go for power on that one.
Wow.
Again. Puro bomba yung mga serve ni Jude Garcia. Nakalusot lang sa block.
Now, he should write the book. How to serve, how to do the jump serve with so much efficiency.
Yes. Espartero.
And Espartero's got to buy that book from Jude Garcia.
Paki-reserve na.
Oh, I want the first copy.
Espartero will be disappointed with that one. Switch of liberos. Pepito sits for Guerrero. It's going to be Noel Compton to serve. Touches the tape of the net. Mendoza, well met.
Yeah, good call. That was the fourth. Because it hit Lyric Mendoza already. It's like 1, 2, 3, then 4.
Medyo nakakawala na dito. Chris Cross. And that's the reason why Coach Ed Orculio is going to call a timeout. He wants to keep this at a manageable distance.
Ngayon, ito, nakakommit dito sa atin. So kahit sa pumunta yan, ilan ang blocker mo rin na pumalo ka, di ba? Ngayon pwede yan, maniniwala tayo, kung ganyan, dito ka tumakbo. Pag takbo mo dyan, makukuha mo to, pwede sumunod dyan, pwedeng hindi. Magre-read ngayon siya, pwedeng dito sa kabila, pwedeng dito sa kabila.
FEU! Bawi tayo.
Oh, it would be nice to see that board that they're looking at and what they're working on. See if it comes to fruition here as they are set to receive.
Well, while we are waiting, top scorers, Saavedra with 13, Mendoza with 11, you said, who snuck up on us, and Espartero with 10, Garcia and Campton tied with 12 apiece.
Captain clips the tape. Mendoza down the middle. Garcia. Espartero from the back row.
He doesn't need 3 touches. He can go on 2. I mean, there's a similarity in his game with Jude Garcia, how they elevate.
A freebie for Chris Cross.
It's been close, so these little errors are gonna make a huge difference.
Rex Intal getting extended minutes tonight.
Good cover. Whoops!
Bit to win. Soft touch. But causes mayhem for Chris Cross.
Oh, good dig. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And net violation on Ndongala.
Into the technical timeout we go. Chris Cross with a 4-point advantage.
Kalimutan ka by Costa Clip. Ayoko pang mawalan ng pag-asa, mga natanay sa layan ko. Kalimutan ka.
Espartero nailing that one. Well done to him. The first ever FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup is happening from November 21 to December 7 at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Visit FIFA.com/tickets for more details, or you can watch it live via Pilipinas Live app, One Sports, One Sports Plus, and RPTV. Saavedra detonating from the back row.
Well, he is the leading scorer for FEU. He's just piling up the points. And they need that. I mean, they needed that from the captain.
14 excellent sets so far for Ariel Cacao. And Jude Garcia responding in kind.
Not to be outdone. He just makes it look so easy, right? He's just so light and so athletic. That jumping is just every day in the office.
Accuracy on that down the line for Jude Garcia maintains this 4-point lead. Quick down the middle. Campton able to get underneath it, and Jude Garcia, it's back-to-back points.
Yeah, showing us a different aspect of his game. He's not just all power.
That's going to cause a shuffle for FEU as Ronson Duot checks in. Ariel Cacao is going to get a breather.
Well, let's see if they can get Absin more sets.
Duot. FEU looking a little out of sorts for the first time in this game.
Yeah, well, CRISS just making the right stops.
Duot. Hit to win. Going for the cross court, overcooked it.
Well, again, because great defense, you know, CRISS had good digging and good net defense. They're trying to, you know, so hard to score. That's when the errors come.
Past the 20-point mark, FEU need to talk things over.
Umabot yung bola dyan. Just tatlo na yan. Yung tatlong area na yan, pwede tayo. Pag dito napunta yung bola, dyan napunta yung bola, matibay yung blocking sa kabila. Paano? Arid block. Di ba? Kailangan ang pasa, umabot dyan. Hirap na hirap tayo sa nangyayari. Di ba? Ganun ba katibay yung serve para hindi natin mapaabot dyan sa unahan? Ha? Tara, pasa muna. Pasa. Go, go. Pasa muna. Tara, let's go. Galing mo sa harap. Pasa.
Needing to get back into business here, FEU.
Yeah, one thing they need to correct really, they need to minimize their errors because they have 7 here in set 3 alone, and CRISS. Guess what, Jim? 0.
Wow.
Nil. Zilch.
That's not an ideal way to restart from that timeout. CRISS ruthless on that exchange.
And Coach Ed looking for answers, bringing in some different mix.
Kyle Clarence Standok thrown into the fray. And that stops the bleeding.
And that's what we wanted to see. Absin getting a quick set. We saw him in the UAAP.
The 3 substitutes combining for that one. Colin Harris adjusting mid-air and a soft touch doing the damage.
You have to see this again. It was like it was like by his chest, but yeah, still made something out of nothing.
Eight points so far for Jaren Requenton. Over received. Thank you very much, says Noel Campton.
You can see because of the reaching beyond, now the players tend to really wait for the ball to get in their airspace before putting it down. No, rules are made for a reason.
2 points shy now of taking this second set, and what a serve from Requinton.
Wow.
Saavedra extending this set. FEU not finished yet.
Oh, that's still in play.
Saavedra making the most of the situation. Campton up against the double block. Saavedra went long. And FEU will challenge. They're hopeful it touched the line.
Well, the lead is at 9 at this point. So yeah, challenge.
More of a hopeful challenge than anything. If it's unsuccessful, CRISS at set point on the cusp of making it back-to-back sets. CRISS have maintained their level. FEU, meanwhile, have grown a bit disjointed in this third. You see the disappointment and frustration mula kay Coach Ed Orculio.
Yeah, because after the first set, you can, and even the second set, you can see that FEU, they have, well, great, they have the talent, but they played alongside the undefeated team, and they won a set. So it's like he's frustrated to say, play that way consistently.
And just beyond from Saavedra, so it is an unsuccessful challenge. Unrealized potential.
Unrealized.
It's one of the most frustrating things for a coach, but a lifeline as that serve goes long. 24-16. 1 set point saved.
Oh, that's too strong.
Another error, and perhaps exactly how this set has gone. It's a great way to end it for FEU. It was a set of errors for them, and that's why it got away from them. A 9-point difference as CRISS seal this one 25-16. Welcome back. CRISS now on the brink after taking the last 2 sets. FEU need a big fourth as they came undone in that third.
Yeah, you know, CRISS really just settled down. After losing the first set, it dawned on them that, okay, we gotta go to work. I mean, we can't take FEU lightly because they have nothing to lose. They're just in here for experience, preparing for the UAAP. So they just want to play. They're going to play their hearts out. And we saw that in the first set. And so in the second set, a bit of a challenge. But in the third set, we can see Chris Cross already knew what to do. You know, being professionals, they use their strengths and then lessen their errors. So it was pretty much a great all-around game for Chris Cross. So it was a huge lead for Chris Cross. Look at the numbers. In terms of attacks, FU, that's one thing you have to be happy with. You're still converting. However, if you look at your errors, you have 9 and nearly a flawless set for Chris Cross with just 1 error. And again, the blocking. 1 in the first set, 5 in the second set, 3 in the third set. So they already have 9. You know, a strong first set in terms of blocking for FEU, but then you know, you need to rediscover your strength and work on it. You got to get some stops at the net.
The King Crunchers showing why they are atop the standings as the moment. 15 apiece for Saavedra and Garcia. They're the leading scorers right now. And really, no surprise as the two scoring leaders are really showcasing their talent this evening.
Yeah, it's like every time you need a point, you go to your go-to guys.
Brillandos. He's been an unsung hero for the King Crunchers over the course of the last 4 games. Averages about 24 excellent sets a contest.
Well, it also pays that, number 1, he's a good setter. Number 2, you got a lot of material to work with.
Cacao using the diversion to get it to between. Noel Campton.
He's been such a great compliment to Jude Garcia.
That's his 14th point of the game. It's one of the reasons why FEU found success in that first set. Nanatiling tahimik si Noel Campton in that first one. But now that he's got it going, it's been so difficult to stop him. And the service ace for Jaron Recadon.
But the reason why it's also difficult to stop Chris Cross is, okay, you have a constant Jude Garcia, then you have the great compliment in Noel. You have Requinton, you have Colin. I mean, everyone is contributing.
Cacao back set to Saavedra. Remains consistent here for the Tamaraos.
Yeah, that's a great set. You know, a one-on-one for Saavedra.
Down the middle. 2 blocks for Mendoza.
That is his 12th point. And that's huge for Lyric Mendoza.
Oh, actually, it's Espartero who's done well as well. Keeping it alive.
Wow.
And finding the hole in the defense, Campton.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing you realize. The difference in the game of, let's say, Spikers Turf teams and Crisscross and FEU, they're very by the book. One thing they will learn through time. That's why this is a great experience that you can face an opponent that's good in ad-lib. Like Campton, the way he just put that away. Not everything is by the book.
FEU managing to keep it close. Mendoza able to dig that one up, but not quite, actually. Joven Racelis making the decision.
Noel Campton's like a kid. I want my challenge. And yeah, I mean, Lyric Mendoza actually admitted, okay, it hit the floor. Wow.
When you talk about efficiency and service, Jude Garcia, you must also talk about the efficiency and reception from FEU.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Briones and Ceballos really one of the better liberos now, you know, in the UAAP.
Saavedra trying to return the favor. Garcia is blocked, and that's a big one for the Tamaraos. They tie things up at 5.
And we know the impact of a monster block, and you're hoping for FEU that that's gonna start your consistent play, because we saw that in the first set.
Saavedra, another good serve from him. She's gone left-handed there. The ad-lib king as of the moment.
Yeah, and all these ad-libs are just working, especially for Noel Campton.
Let me just switch hands mid-air there.
That's what you call quick thinking.
Balik sa lamang ang King Crunchers. But it's a close one in this fourth. Saavedra, unstoppable.
Boy, I am going to predict. I'm gonna claim it. Saavedra is gonna be one of the more highly recruited player after he graduates.
Villados. Nasobrahan yung tapik.
Oh, FEU has the lead. And you could feel that their level of energy in the third set kind of dipped. Talk about FEU, but right now you can feel it coming back.
Espartero will be disappointed with that one. Launched that one long. The service to Rexental.
Oh, good save.
Free ball for FEU. Espartero overpowers the block. And the Tamaraos rediscovering their confidence here in the fourth set. They take us into the technical timeout with a 1-point lead.
This is the 2025 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Let's talk about Noel Campton of the Crisscross King Crunchers, one of the key additions for this team. At nakwento niya sa akin na kinakapapa raw niya nung unang dagdag siya dito sa koponan na to, na for a good 2 months, he was trying to figure out his position and his space in the team. That was last summer lang siya dinagdag, and from being one of the leaders and veterans in DLSU to having seniors ahead of him, older than him, di daw siya sanay sa ganong setting and sa ganong mga dynamics. But after the smooth absorption of his game and him tweaking his game also and adjusting to the team's needs, mas madali raw pala maging follower. He enjoys being one of the role players of the team, and it translates on the court. Your thoughts, Jing and Noreen?
Thank you so much, Bailey's. And not exactly just a role player right now, because he's carrying a big load for the team, but you can see he is definitely finding his comfort zone amongst this plethora of stars at Crisscross.
And it's a different environment. You just want to keep improving, because you want to be at par. You're good in college, yes, but you want to be at par with these professionals, right? So, it's always a welcome thing that, okay, I don't have that much pressure from others, but just for myself.
And one thing is for sure, he doesn't seem out of place at this level.
Yeah.
Between, angling it away from the double block.
Oh, he's been a bit silent in the third set. What a time for him to come to life.
Enjoyed that one. 2-point game. FEU in front.
Oh, good save.
Free ball for the Tamaraos. Can they take advantage? Saavedra.
Oh, blockers were there, but they could not keep the ball in play.
A look of concern on the sideline as the Tamaraos are creating a bit of a cushion here. Jude Garcia clipped the line.
How quick can one person get a point back? Boy, what a front row for Chris Cross. You have Garcia, Captain, and Colinares.
FEU looking for the side out, and they get it.
Espartero makes mincemeat of the blockers.
It's been a coming out, so to speak, for Nico Espartero in this conference. He started off with 0 points in the loss against Savoj. Had 10 in the win against Navy, 10 against Alpha, and 5 against Signal. And now his best performance yet, he's saved for the toughest possible test in Chris Cross. Timeout on the floor.
Dahan ulit ha. First attack ulit tayo. Hindi tayo makapatay. Shoot via one tag. Ha? Come on, yes, go. One?
Yeah.
Back? Back.
In front.
Front line. Okay. Well, shoot. Kuya. Pina-maximize nila yung back row ngayon. Again, pag maganda yung pasa, back row. Pag gumalaw, saka...
Kuya, relax lang. Layo pa yan. Mahabol natin yan. Go.
Balik, patience ulit. Dahan boom lang.
Chris Cross trying to find calm against FEU. We've got them a little bit rattled here in the fourth set.
And then you can hear that Captain Austin Villedos, cool ka lang. Habol natin yan.
Reketon with a nice reception. FEU improvising. But on the second opportunity, Captain making no mistake.
What we did here, Coach Tai asking, are you in front? Yes, I'm in front. Talking about Noel Captain, and that's the reason why they're going to go to him.
He's a man of few words, but you get the message.
Yeah.
Saavedra felt that was in. I think they're going to get a challenge here. Chris Cross feel they earned the point. Challenge. Block touch.
So it's FU's who's going to challenge.
They think it took a touch on the way out.
Oh, Espartero's getting cramps here.
It's a good time for this challenge then, because Nico Espartero is needing a moment to recover. Could be a crucial juncture here. Ooh, touched the pinky. He's got eagle eyes, Coach Ed Orculio.
And he did say, umami na kayo. Somebody touched that ball.
14-10.
Okay, that 14th point was meant to go to FEU.
If I'm not mistaken, the biggest lead of the game that FEU has enjoyed.
Oh, chance.
Between makes it a 5-point lead.
But you can feel the energy, and you did mention the confidence of FEU here in the fourth set.
It is the perfect time for Between to come back alive. Oof, just over the net. Until the diversion, and Noel Campton arrests the skid.
But CRISS, you want to make a run here. You don't want to be pushed by a young team to a 5th set.
Garcia, a rare service error. And what a time for it to come. 16-11, FEU will take us into the second technical timeout.
Since bago ako sa CRISS, siguro yung expect na lang ng fan is na mas 100% ready kami. And of course, we want to take the crown na i-prove namin na kaya namin na hindi lang all the time puro silver. And ako sa career ko, wala pa akong panalo. And gusto ko rin mag-champion and gusto rin namin mag-champion. Pero hindi yun madali. Like, pagtatrabahuin talaga namin.
Noel Campton, the Crown Prince, has got 12 to his name already. 7 attacks, 2 blocks, and 3 aces for the former De La Salle University standout.
And you did hear, you know, in his career, he hasn't won. And CRISS, puro silver, so, you know, it's a good fit. Noel Campton, CRISS, they're hungry for that elusive championship.
Need to get over that hump. Right now, the toughest test is the one in front of them. FEU are looking to drag this out into a 5th set. They have an opportunity. Saavedra unable to score on that one.
This time it was Rex Intal looking at Coach Ed. Challenge!
4-point game. CRISS verifying what their rotation is. Tough one for Ariel Cacao. He's got a lot of tricks in his bag.
Yeah. He knows, actually he has, because he is so familiar. Obviously he studied the game of CRISS. He knows like when to do those, what do you call that? You dump it.
Villados sent it into Jaron Requinton. And I believe the call of the official was a net touch on Ariel Cacao. Let's have a look at that. But challenge called immediately.
Tumunog na yung whistle ko bago na net. Kasi bounce ball yung bola eh. Ground ball na complete.
So call has been made.
So they award the point to CRISS.
CRISS showing signs of life. And Betwin puts a stop to it.
It's like hitting practice. The angle, the depth.
It's too easy for Betwin. Requinton swiping it left-handed. Cacao setting up Saavedra. He's trying to hit the end line, but went too long.
It looked wide, but FEU's gonna challenge.
They've been busy. Not saying it might have taken a touch at the net. He's been right once already in this set. This would be a big one if they can get it.
Yeah. They want to increase their lead, you know, just have enough cushion for a possible run from CRISS.
It's really been a different Tamaraw side that we've seen in this 4th set. They've come back alive. The confidence is there. And they've got CRISS on the ropes here.
Yeah. Pretty similar to the FEU we saw in the first set. The hungry, hungry FEU team.
Taking a moment. Nico Espartero taping himself up. Still feeling the effects of a bit of that cramp. And again, was there a touch or not?
No.
Ooh.
None.
It was close, but not this time.
Well, that's an important point for CRISS.
Lead is at 4. Villados to serve. Mendoza at full strength. At full stretch, rather. Requinton. We're gonna get another crack at it. And right down the middle, Colinares.
Yeah, again, because he doesn't get a lot of sets, the blockers are very lenient when it comes to Colinares.
Gustong pag-usapan ni Coach Ed Orculio. Let's listen in.
Okay tayo doon, nakatapat ka ng ganyan. Nandito yung bola, ibinigay doon sa kabila. Hindi ka makakahapon, di ba? Hintayin muna natin maset. Anyway, yung quick, hindi naman ganun kapag sinit. Gagano'n niya agad, di ba? Hintayin muna maset bago ako lumalaw. Sige, Coach. Okay? Naka-mark naman yung blocker doon sa kabila, o di taputan lang natin. Okay? Nandito tayo sa komportable nating scoring, ha? Ang kailangan natin gawin, makapasa tayo. Para sa idop na.
So much depends on the first ball. And to be fair to the Tamaraws, they've been getting that aspect of the game right.
Yeah. Well, and they already have shown or proven themselves that they can play at par with CRISS. So you have a 3-point lead. They just, again, trying to play side-out volleyball, which they're perfectly capable of.
You saw there the number 25 excellent sets for Adrian Villados. Look at that. Crafty from FEU.
Whatever works, Coach Ed, he was telling Lyric Mendoza off from his form.
That's back-to-back from Colinares. The middle has fallen asleep. Colinares has taken full advantage.
Yeah, pretty much an open look.
But they need to get back-to-back points, CRISS. They can't afford to trade, and they've gifted one back to the Tamaraws. That net fault.
Yeah, Colinares clipped the net there on his way up.
Good serve, great reception. That one is blocked, but it goes out for Lyric Mendoza.
That was close for FEU.
This time, nabasa ni Lyric Mendoza yung attack sa gitna. But CRISS have a chance to cut it to 2. Lyric Mendoza has other thoughts.
Just so quick on the quick.
And Francis Saura checks in.
And he's going back to his original position. He's going to play the middle. Remember, he's been playing the opposite for quite a while.
Garcia. He's been kept quiet for a little while, but you can't keep him quiet for too long.
You can't keep him quiet, period.
Miguel, papasok para kay Nico Espartero. Adahar checking in for Jude Garcia. Villados also making way as Isay Marasigan checks in for the first time. And there's going to be a timeout. FEU want to see this one out. Let's listen in.
Okay yan. Pero mas okay siguro yung ganito.
Dito ako,
Oo,
coach.
dyan ka. Dito ka pumunta. Pagpunta mo dyan, pupunta siya sa harapan mo. Mag-iiwalay tayo.
Okay po, coach.
Yung middle doon sa kabila. Yan, oo. Okay, ha? Sige na.
Kailangan pasa.
So secretive. It's like they weren't really going to divulge anything.
We got nothing from that one, so we're going to need to see them execute
No, no,
cleanly.
we got the last one. Pasa! But everything else, siguro okay ito.
Here's a good option. Here's a better one.
Yeah.
So, Ariel Cacao's got two. Let's see how they receive. It's a three-point game. It is a good reception. Miguel,
Oh!
he didn't really get a hold of it properly, Miguel.
No, wasted opportunity. That was a well-designed play. It was just the execution of that spike.
Libre siya.
Libre. I think he was just so surprised he was free.
This time, Saavedra, no mistake from him.
Really the go-to guy for FEU when things get tight.
Ariel Cacao using Absin as the decoy. One-on-one at the net. They got to back Saavedra. It's a good serve. Saura, was that in?
Yeah, they called it good. Quality minutes for Francis Zaura. Then and again, going back to his original position. You know, he was a middle, then he played opposite, now back wherever the coach needs him to be.
Gotta love that versatility from Francis Saura. This is a real crucial juncture now.
Wow!
And Absin, what a time to score.
They're really emphasizing on the play quick. It's so quick. The blockers were just about to close.
Adahar to Requinton. Kept alive. Great dig from Briones. Soft touch from Campton. Oportunidad para sa FEU.
Oh, good dig.
Requinton. Scoring off the block.
That looked really, really low, but chances are it did, yeah, it clipped the blocker's hand.
Espartero back in the game.
But again, you know, FEU in a good position. You know, they're ahead by 2.
It's a big one. FEU got a good reception. Executed cleanly. They're going to get a second shot at it. Between. Crisscross.
Oh!
Staying resilient here. Requinton.
Oh!
Wow. Almost. Almost from Requinton.
That was a great exchange, but he was on the floor. Oh, he slipped, yeah.
It's just out.
Just a little bit, right?
Adahar setting up Requinton. It's a kill block to seal the set for FEU. We're going to a 5th set.
Well, defense did it for FEU towards the end of the 4th set.
Basang-basa nila si Jaron Requinton, and you can see how much it means for them. They're still alive. One more set to go. See you in the 5th. Welcome back. We're being treated to one of the best games of the elimination round as FEU forces a fifth set. Coming back after being on the wrong end of a one-sided third. They've really come back in a big way here, Noreen.
You know, it started really when we noticed that the level, the energy level of FEU was just building and building, and they never, you know, they never stopped. They were just fighting. Then they built a comfortable lead, and even though I think CRISS narrowed it to 2, right?
Yes.
2 was the closest, but then they would respond and respond. So really, FEU, such a talented young squad, giving an undefeated team really a tough time today. But the biggest issue really is whoever has better net defense will actually prevail. At least we saw that in all 4 sets, so we can use that as our benchmark. If you look at the numbers, attacks was even, but blocking went the way of FEU, 4 to none. Errors, yeah, they were able to minimize that. So FEU, again, a great response after losing that 3rd set in a dominating fashion for CRISS. And in the 5th set, who's gonna block better will probably prevail.
This is a rare spot that CRISS is in at the moment. They've only dropped 2 sets in the entirety of the conference. They've dropped 2 in this game alone.
Again, it's a good day for collegiate volleyball. For those who just joined us, the game before this, UST beats Signal.
And FEU draw first blood in this 5th set. Saavedra now with 21 points. 4 players in double digits for each side. The setters have been having a field day in using their options.
And we also have to mention the liberos, right? Both sides really working really well.
And here we're getting a display of that as CRISS do well to keep it alive.
Oh!
Wow, that's a big block.
That's a huge block because Saavedra was having his way in that 4th set. Solo block.
Haven't been many that Saavedra has hit that has gone straight back to him. That's back-to-back in quick succession for the King Crunchers.
Noel Campton just punched it a bit. And that was enough. Well, FEU gotta address your passing. You don't want to be giving these overpasses.
Rekenton targeting between, and it paid off.
Now we're going to see more of that, really acknowledging which defender is struggling.
Coach Ed doesn't want to take a chance. He wants to resettle the boys right now.
Bakibalikat mo na kaganyan eh. Hinga lang, baba pare. Okay? Tapos tingnan mo, ginagawa ng kapila, wala pa. Nagsiserve pa lang sila, wala pa silang ginagawa, service pa lang. Tayo unang aatake. Ngayon, baka kailangan nating kalmahan lang ang ginagawa. Tingnan mo, gano'n ba katiba yung serve? Nagbago na pre, hindi na ikaw ang target, nasa iyo na. O ngayon, baka ibalik na naman sa'yo ulit. Alam mo yun? Let's go! FEU!
More than anything, it's about nerves right now for FEU. If they can calm themselves, they're in this set. But they're losing at something that they've been very good at throughout this entire match, and that's the first ball.
Yeah. And it's not a time for them to doubt themselves, right? They've proven themselves already by pushing this to a 5th set.
Right there, that's what they need. Clean execution, Lyric Mendoza finishing it off.
Yeah, because of a pretty decent pass.
FEU trying to square things. Campton.
Wow. You see the connection between Cacao and Absinthe, right? I mean, that's what you want to see between him and Endong Gala.
Beautiful play. Right down the middle. Absin hasn't scored many points, but he scored some important points for FEU. And Jude Garcia has a response there.
I mean, it was about time you go back to Jude Garcia.
Espartero. Slightly out.
Well, he tried to avoid the blockers. Wanted to go down the line, but you saw that wrist movement.
Espartero, babawi. Colinares didn't make good contact on the dig. FEU have a second opportunity. Saavedra able to score.
You appreciate the effort of CRISS. So you can see bodies sprawling on the floor. You know, they're trying to reach for it, but yeah, FEU just challenging, you know, giving them a tough time here.
Fine margins in this game. Magkamali ka lang ng konti, you will be punished.
Yeah, I agree. It's a one-point game.
Captain. He's over the 20-point mark now. He's been steady all throughout.
And he's doing it not just in offense, you know, he's been blocking as well. So you appreciate the all-around game.
Garcia, well received, and Saavedra able to finish it off right away.
That's just a perfect set from Cacao. Really, look at that. The blockers, nowhere in sight.
Picture perfect from FEU, the reception, the set, the spike. But CRISS not letting them enjoy it too long.
Well, you did mention Noel Campton really stepping on the gas here in the fifth set.
It's not easy to outscore Jude Garcia, but he's doing that right now. Cacao forced to scramble between set back. He's gonna get another crack at it.
Oh.
That one into the net.
I can see the frustration of Bituin.
We're gonna switch sides. It's not a big lead, but it is some breathing room as we take a look at the standings. CRISS at the top, and you see it's a logjam there of teams with 4 wins. And if FEU want to be in that mix, they need to win their remaining games, including this one. So this is do or die for them. You feel the tension. The FEU crowd starting to make themselves heard here.
They're cheering their team on. This is the end stretch, the final stretch of this match. And it's, you know, whatever happens, it's been a great game.
Absolutely. Great showing of quality volleyball all throughout this one. And you must say, FEU really are hitting a level that is so impressive.
Yeah.
Garcia.
Oh,
Miguel! What a time to come in and contribute.
well, he's known to be the slugger. You know, I mean, when he gets a set, he just goes for it. And this time it paid off. Remember, there was an error in set number 4. Well, it's just 2. Just 2 points if you're FEU.
Grabe din yung mga magic bunot ni Coach Edor Culio. Requinton. He's always got Coach Ty pumped up.
He's Coach Ty's favorite high five guy. How many high fives did they have today?
I don't think anybody's going to question that. We've got video evidence. Trust being shown here with Almendras checking in. Designated server, Nico Almendras. He's come up with a great dig to keep it alive. Miguel scoring off the block.
Well, you know, sometimes defense for the men's game is like whatever works. They get a hand, an elbow, a wrist.
2 big points for Miguel in this fifth. Jude Garcia powering through.
You know, that's just hard for you, Jude Garcia. They're challenging the blockers. Didn't even elude them. He challenged them and got it through.
3-point game. Service ni Villados. Cacao. Touching that up. One-handed for Saavedra to put away.
He's still at it. Jake Saavedra still fighting.
Noel Captain can't believe it. Requinton did not make contact the way he wanted it. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, it was actually a great set, but a miss hit on the side of Requinton. We don't see that a lot from Jared Requinton.
These young guns just won't go away. Requinton wants to make amends.
Chance. Ooh.
Espartero tips it up. Buhay pa dito ang Tamaraos. Jude Garcia.
You see his follow through. He really intended for that ball to hit the outer arm. Look at the way he twisted. You see?
Something else, Jude Garcia. Timeout on the floor. Oh no, we will continue. 2-point game, Requinton to serve.
A precarious 2-point lead.
Cacao setting up Saavedra.
Oh.
Straight back to FEU. Straight back to Saavedra.
Oh, but you gotta commend that digging of Requinton.
It's going hit for hit with Jude Garcia. Anything you can do, I can do as well. Villados back set to Jude Garcia.
Can we say Jude Garcia is bullying his way through the blockers, you know? Really just hitting it through the blockers. Hitting it through the high hand.
Stop it if you can, is the message from Jude Garcia. Basta ako, papalo ako. Espartero. Talking about power, wow.
And remember, he was cramping earlier. He had to tape his own leg, but he's still at it. Let's just talk about the setters a bit. Cacao with 24 excellent sets, 5 points. Villados, 29 excellent sets. You did talk about him earlier.
Staying consistent. In a great duel between the two setters. Again, Garcia's got the Tamaraos scrambling. At this point, the King Crunchers are just going with their best weapon. Letting him carry the load at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's a perfect example of when we say you go to your go-to guy, win or lose.
At bakit hindi? Jude Garcia repaying the faith. Isay Marasigan's gonna check in. Garcia is gonna take a breather, and there is a timeout as FEU make their last stand.
Dalawa, di ba? Dalawa lang. Oh. Yung dalawa, ikaw, Chad, dito ko pumunta. Ikaw dito ko pumunta. Si Miko may iwan dyan. Itong tatlo na yan, magre-react kung paano itatapon yung bola. Okay? So, kailangan ang mangyari, mauna ka. Para gumalaw yun nandito sa gitna. Pag gumalaw yan, maraming bubuksan. Okay? Ikaw. Let's go!
Para isang side out!
What a moment. FEU need a quick response. If they don't get it, CRISS will be on the verge.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they can dig deep.
Jericho Adahar to serve. They get a good reception. Espartero detonates.
Doesn't matter where he is, you know, like Drake Saavedra, like Jude Garcia, Noel Captain. These are the guys that have come out to play.
Big point for FEU. And it is Espartero to serve. Down the middle, soft touch.
Chance.
Bit to win. Finds a way through. Ties it up at 13.
Who would have thought? Again, never count them out.
What a game on our hands. Bit to win coming up big.
How will CRISS respond to this run from FEU?
They got Jude Garcia back on the floor. Will they go to him on this one?
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh my goodness. Miguel Espartero fires it wide. And it's match point for CRISS.
Espartero's gotta forget about that.
Hampton returns the favor.
Well, he went for it. You know, he really tried to get an ace.
This fifth set is going to be extended.
Oh! What did we say? Whoever blocks better has a better chance of getting it.
It doesn't get bigger than this. Requinton sent back. Timeout, CRISS. From saving a match point to having match point so quick that Tamaraos now have a real chance to win this game.
They've proven a lot in this match alone, and you appreciate the program of Coach Eddie Orculio, really. What a match. No, it doesn't matter what happens. Up to this point, what a match.
It's a good serve. Requinton on the stretch there. Second opportunity. Garcia. He will extend this set. Match point saved.
You admire really Jude Garcia facing match point and doing things like that. I mean, sometimes people get careful, right? They get careful. No, Jude Garcia is like, whoa.
And that's a great serve from Francis Saura. And CRISS gobbles that chance up.
Talk about unsung heroes. You know, Francis Saura, limited minutes, but that is a huge serve.
And that's Villados who puts that one away, the setter. Match point, Crisscross once again.
Oh, what a serve. Oh!
Incredible. They remain undefeated. But they were forced to dig the deepest they've needed to dig in this conference. What a test from the Tamaraws, but the King Crunchers still prevail.
I mean, we did say we invited you to the block party. We did not disappoint. It was a great game, but I feel this is a good match for Crisscross because they will learn a lot from how the game was played today. But again, hats off to FEU. What a great game.
And we'll be right back to break everything down. What a match here at the Paco Arena. No better way to sign off in this quadruple header. Stay with us.
You're watching the 2025 Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. Again, we're live at the Paco Arena, and with me is the player of the game of the Crisscross King Crunchers after 5 sets. Congratulations, Mr. Noel.
Thank you, bro.
Captain, 22 points, 19 attacks, and 3 blocks. Okay, grabe yung laban na to. Kayo na napag-usapan natin na nahirapan kayong simula na mag-adjust sa team, pero undefeated pa rin tayo. Ngayon, dumagdag pa tayo sa winning column. Anong pakiramdam?
Yun nga, last interview, kausap ko, sabi ko nga yung 5-0 kami ngayon, di ba? 5-0 kami. Okay, sige, masaya, happy kami. But technically, pag babalik tayo natin yung gusto namin mangyari, like sabi nga ng mga teammates ko, mas okay na may talo kami. Huwag lang masamayin yung sinasabi ko kasi, I mean, yun nga, nasa top kami. Like, oh sige, puro panalo kami. What if pagdating ng semis? Yung 5-0 namin, mawawala na agad yun. So, pero thankful pa rin ako na sobrang nanalo kami and walang na-injured sa teammates ko and sa FEU. Sobrang happy lang talaga ako kasi, you know, since you up, FEU naglag sa akin ng Final Four. Masaya lang to sa akin. But kudos to them kasi lumalaban sila sa amin. Ang ganda ng laban. Muntik pa talaga kami. So, yun lang.
Na-mention mo yung UAAP, galing kang DLSU, isa ka sa mga leaders doon, ng mga seniors. Ngayon, ikaw ay may role na ngayon na kailangan gampanan. How do you feel filling that role? Pakiramdam.
Just like I told you, di ba? Sabi ko, kuya, masarap pala sumunod.
Masarap pala.
Mahirap yung ikaw yung nagpapatupad ng mga rules. Mas masaya sumunod ka sa rules. Kaya wala, sobrang happy ako. Shoutout kay Kuya Isay. Kasi siya talaga yung captain namin eh. And nandyan si Kuya Mark Espeo, grabe yung guide niya sa akin. And si Mami Taj, tas si ano rin, yung nawala ako, sorry. Sila Kuya Jude, si Kuya Krung, yun yung mga tumutunod sa akin. Tsaka ito si Gian Glorioso. Yun, sobrang happy ako sa kanila talaga.
May mga kuya dyan, may mga seniors and veterans. Yung 5th set kanina, ano naman yung nasa utak mo? Kasi may konting mga errors, may konting lapses. How did you overcome?
Well, tumitingin yung mix sa coaches namin. Sisabi lang ng coaches namin, happy. Coach tayo nga, isipin mo, nag-last mo na yung FEU. Sabi niya, go, happy lang talaga. Ano yung nakaka-boost ng confidence talaga. So, sobrang happy talaga.
Okay, so again, congratulations on the win. And if you have anything else to say, maybe
Shoutout kay Ma'am Liz Ann, kay Sir Jonathan, kay Sir Alan, Ribisco family, sa wife ko kay Abby Leon, sa yaya ko, and sa mami ko, and shoutout din sa family niya.
All right.
Thank you, Spikers Turf!
Thank you so much. Once again, our player of the game, Noel Countdown of the Crisscross King Countries. Congratulations. Back to you, Jing in the ring.
That is a man who is pumped about winning player of the game, but also about winning this nail biter against the FEU Tamaraos. What a game, an instant classic in the Spikers turf.
Yeah, we did see the numbers. You know, Campton really in all aspects of the game. 22 points, 19 attacks, 3 blocks, 16 receptions. So really, he didn't do it just in offense. He did it even in defense. That's why we chose him as the player of the game. But it won't be possible without the Jude Garcia.
Yes.
Special mention. You and I were talking about it. He could have easily got the player of the game as well, but give others a chance, Jude. Come on. I mean, you know, but you know, really, Crisscross held their own. They were challenged, but I feel it's going to be positive for them this game, because you learn how to appreciate and how to address your opponents. But FEU again, hats off. Hats off.
I believe their run for top 4 comes to an end for the FEU Tamaraos. But as you mentioned, for the long term, this would be massive for them. They know they can go head-to-head with the very best right now in Crisscross, and that should be extremely positive for them moving forward.
That's a great pickup game. That's scrimmage for you at the highest level, right? If you can play a great team in Crisscross, then your other opponents in the UAP, you should be confident.
And it was the blocking team.
We said it.
That was the difference. As we continue with all the action in the elimination round, another quadruple header coming your way on Friday. FEU back in action against VNS. Crisscross will take on the high-flying UST. The Navy will be trying to get their first victory against Alpha, and the Super Spikers will look to bounce back as they take on the Spin Doctors. And that is it for us here at the Paco Arena. What a great way to sign off. We hope you enjoyed the action as much as we did. For my partner Noreen Go, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you for watching. Good night, folks.